Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Charlie Thorne and the Last Equation, chapter 48 and 49. And man, things are getting exciting. It starts off with Hubble. That was the guy I couldn't remember the last video, Edward Hubble. It ended up with them going and looking at Hubble's telescope, and Charlie's asking this guy, I think his name is Tim. Okay, what can you tell me? Is anything here from like the 1930s? And he's like, not much. And he can't really help out, even though he knows a lot. So Charlie asks Dante, hey, can you tell him about what we're doing? Because he might be able to help. Okay, I'll tell him. And so they explain everything to Tim. And he doesn't believe him at first, but then he gets really excited. And they start to think about, okay, where could Einstein have hidden it? And Charlie says Einstein said he hid him under Neptune's optics. And Tim says something that kind of triggers Charlie's thoughts. And he says, I don't think we use these telescopes to look at planets, so we wouldn't even been looking at Neptune. So I don't know what Neptune's optics could be. And optics are like the glass that you look through. And when he says that, it sparks an idea in Charlie's mind. And she realizes, it's not about the telescope or the building. It's about water. Neptune being the Greek god or Roman god of water. And also Poseidon. So where is their water? They walked across the bridge and they saw a huge reservoir, which is an area that you hold water in for emergencies. So a huge area of water to look at or see or reflect off of, something like that. And so then Charlie's like, the commemorative bridge that we walked across. And so then they run off to go to the bridge. And my discussion question from the last video, that random scene with the bridge, yes, it did come back. So they get over to the bridge and they learn that when Einstein had come to visit Hubble, they had made this block, this cornerstone, and that Einstein was actually the one that had made that block. And there was like a joke in there. But anyways, they get this sledgehammer and they smash this block that Einstein had made, and inside of it was a metal cylinder, looked like it was brand new, and Pandora's box. On it had a message saying, whoa, hey, I don't know if you meant to find this or not, but you found it. Warning, if you open this the wrong way, there's some liquid in here, or some metal, it's actually metal, that if exposed to air will explode and it'll burn this letter and everything. Whoa, okay. Well, Charlie needs to now solve this last problem, whereas this lock mechanism is in there. But before she does, they see some birds fly off in the distance. Ooh, Milana and Dante get goosebumps. Well, I don't know if they really get goosebumps, but they sense something is wrong. So Dante goes and checks it out. And then Milana looks at Charlie and she's like, you dodo, you silly, you something. You've already figured it out, haven't you? Charlie smiles and says, yes, I have. And then Milana says, well, why haven't you opened it? Charlie says, I just don't know. I don't know if I should open it and unlock this box because so many bad things came out of it in the story. But Milana says, you know what? I think you are going to open it. And Charlie's like, what? You don't know me. Why would you say that? And Milana says, I do know you. You chose the code name Prometheus. Now, Dante thought you chose it because you're like some noble thief. But I think you chose it because you were sent to protect Pandora. And so I guess in the Greek story, Prometheus' punishment was to get attacked by a bird. But also part of the punishment was to protect Pandora or something. And so Charlie feels like she's Pandora's protector. And that's why she named herself Prometheus. And so she won't destroy Pandora. And Charlie says, okay, you got me. Wow, you're right. So Charlie unlocks it, opens it, and then suddenly, give it to me. Milana has a gun pointed at Charlie's face and tells Charlie to give her Pandora. Oh my goodness. What a shocker. Man, I can't believe Milana did that. But let's continue. Charlie gets angry. Okay, chapter 49. Milana, what are you doing? The CIA betrayed you. Why are you still with the CIA? And Milana says, hey, even though the CIA thought I was a traitor, I can still be a good agent because it doesn't matter what they think. I'm still going to do what I think is right. And then Charlie gives Milana the envelope, but as she does, she drops the metal part with that chemical. I can't remember the name of it. Cesus or something like that. And the canister drops and cracks and boom, explodes. Right as it explodes, John Russo fires. Oh, he almost killed Milana, but actually Charlie saved her life on accident. Charlie gets flung back, Milana gets flung back, and even Tim, the guy helping him, gets flung back. And John Russo is about ready to try and shoot him again, but then he sees the Mossad agents coming in. And now it goes to Benny. Benny thought that when their friend died, that it was probably the CIA that killed him, but when they arrived, they saw another vehicle. So they realized there's a third person out here in this game. And the Mossad agents come in, they saw John Russo shooting, and then the Mossad agents just start shooting at John Russo and at Milana. Probably at Charlie and Tim too. Dante, who was going around and looking, saw the Mossad, but he didn't see John Russo, so he must have passed him in the fog. But now he sees everything, but he realizes Charlie's in danger, and he starts running to try to get to where Charlie is. Now, Dante could have started shooting at the Mossad, but he has this kind of agreement, like, don't shoot at someone who you don't know if they're good or bad. The Mossad, though, don't care, and they start shooting at Dante, and he's just trying to run and be safe. Now, Tim Ralston, he somehow ends up with Einstein's letter and takes off running. He takes off running to the Hubble telescope, which, you know, he probably thinks he can lock a door and hide in there and be safe, but he's not going to be safe from these guys. Charlie is chasing after him to try and save him, but also get Pandora. Milana wants to go after Charlie too, and she sees Tim take off. But the position she's in, she can't really get a good running path to them because the Mossad agents are shooting at her, John Russo's shooting, and she kind of has to like duck behind a building. When the explosion hit, she kind of knocked her head and for a few seconds was asleep. But now she's in reaction and ready to go. And she doesn't see a really great path, but she sees some way that she can kind of circle and go around. And so she runs and jumps and slides, and people shoot at her, and for the most part she gets away, but her leg gets a little bit hit. Not bad, not deep, but bad enough to hurt and need to be taken care of. And now it goes to Charlie, Charlie's running after Tim. Finally, she catches up with him, knocks him down, or like knocks into him, and drags him off to the side. And she says, "Give me the letter." And he says, "Oh, I don't know if you're a good guy or a bad guy." And she's like, "Look, you know I'm a good guy. How do I know? Because you and I are the only people on this mountain without guns." And Tim's like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Give me the letter right now." And he gives her the letter. And then Charlie says, "Look, they're going to come looking for you. Don't try to be a hero. Tell them you don't have the letter. Tell them where I went. It's okay. And good luck." And Charlie runs off. And Tim remembers right after she runs off, oh, Charlie's running towards a cliff. And that is the end of chapter 49. Okay, let's jump into some vocabulary real fast. Intrigued is curious, interested in. Gully, that's like a ravine, but maybe not quite as steep, maybe a little bit more curved. Furrowing is like pushing through. You can imagine going through deep snow in that path. Ooh, furrowing through. Brimming with excitement. Brimming means like overflowing or almost to the point of overflowing. I have this water here, and if it was all the way up to the top and actually a little bit over, but the water's power is keeping it from spilling, we call that brimming. So brimming with excitement is your emotion is almost flowing over. Cesium, that's the metal that explodes when it gets exposed to air. Imperceptible means perception, being able to see or notice. Im means not, so imperceptive, able, can. So not able to perceive. So there was a click that was almost imperceptible, but Charlie just felt it a little bit. Oh, something moved. Gingerly, carefully. Taking the bait means if you're going fishing, you put some worm on a hook, and then the fish, the worm is called bait, and then the hook is the trap, and the worm eats the bait, swallows it, and you catch the fish. And Charlie had taken the bait, thinking Milana was a friend. And I took the bait too. Oh my goodness, Milana. Oh, I was so shocked. My heart, I'm still like breathing fast with that shocker. Just a few more here. Combustible means able to explode or catch fire. Slink is kind of like a way of sneaking. Indiscriminately means not caring who it is. So the Mossad were shooting at everyone that wasn't Mossad. If you think of discriminate, means not liking one person or group. Indiscriminate means not caring about anything. So it could be a good word, in this case bad. Diddly squat just means nothing. It's kind of a gibberish word or a nonsensical word. And that leaves us to discussion question. If you had Pandora and you had Pandora's box and you knew that you could just and destroy it, would you keep Pandora or would you destroy it? Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview, and I look forward to seeing you next time where we finish Charlie Thorne and the Last Equation. See you soon. Bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.